Hey guys, thanks for joining me for another Dokkan Battle video, and today we are continuing the Orange Piccolo train. We are just cruising through all of these red zone stages. Basically focusing on the hardest ones, but I very easily could probably just steamroll all the earlier ones too, and who knows, maybe I'll record those for fun too. But here we're taking on Boujack, who I think is definitely on the upper tier of tough red zone bosses, right? Now, this first phase is a little sneaky. I am bringing God Goku here, Tech God Goku, but you have to remember that these minions are not considered movie bosses. So Tech God Goku here is actually susceptible to damage. Now, I probably should have put him in slot 1 here because there was only one attack coming. I think when I initially did this fight, in my mind I was thinking, oh yeah, God Goku will tank, put him in slot 2. But yeah, he's going to get actually smacked up pretty good, because he's got no damage reduction, so he's just his raw defense, which is not that good actually. He needs that 77% damage reduction. But I did for sure want to float Gamma too, because I've got Gamma 1 on the other rotation, and I want to get them together as quickly as possible. So we go through here, and provided God Goku doesn't get us killed, I mean, Piccolo's just going to dominate, right? And he's almost one-shotting right there. Here comes Goku, getting his attack in. But yeah, be prepared for some like 80k normals here, because our boy, but we did get a seal there, which could have been very huge, because he may have tried to super. So he took double digits there, but there's a 21k normal. There's the 90k normal. So those are the painful ones right there. A couple of 90k normals. Then we got Gamma 2, and I know he's going to be fine against normals. It's just a matter of if they're going to try to super him or not. Okay, so we do that. And then Gamma 2 building up his attack, which we like to do that early, so I'm glad he's able to get his attacks in. And then, uh-oh, super attack. Wait a minute, we got nullification. So that's the thing with Gamma 2. Even though he's not as good defensively as Gamma 1, he's got a very nice nullification ability, which is very, very good. Very easily saved us right there, right? So we leave Gamma 1 on rotation because we floated Gamma 2. We are going to just let this friend Piccolo, I think, hang around in this rotation for now, and we're going to float the STR Piccolo, because I do want STR Piccolo on the other rotation with my Piccolo. So we're just going through targeting now. Because there's so many enemies on this wave, I do think they start to go down pretty quick once we start dealing some beefier attacks here. So 5 mil from Gamma 1. Now, he's only been hit once, right? I think he's got to get hit 5 times to fully build up. But yeah, I'm loving these Gammas, man. And the fact that I got Gamma 2 rainbowed, so my team's pretty busted, because I got Piccolo rainbowed and Gamma 2 rainbowed. I think my whole team is rainbowed except STR Piccolo, which that's not a big deal. He's not like a damage dealer. And then Gamma 1, I think I've got at 69%. So definitely when your boy Gamma 1 comes back, I'm definitely going to, depending on the banner, pull for more dupes or just token him, coin him up, because I definitely want a Rainbow Gamma 1. He's going to be a high priority because I like me the Gammas, and right now I think this exact Piccolo build is my favorite team in the game right now. I'm just loving this team. Kind of crazy, I went to Rainbow on Piccolo and only got 2 Pans, which that's fine. If one of them I'm only going to get 2, I'd rather it be Pan and Rainbow the Piccolo, right? I know I heard of some people at Rainbow Pan and only got like 1 or 2 Piccolos, and that would suck. That would definitely suck. Not that I like got Piccolo super easy, like I had to put in a good share of stones. It's not like I just got them easy. I had to work for it, but we got them. We got it done. You know, sometimes we gotta wail a little bit to get the things we want. So 13 mil here for Piccolo, looking pretty good. Now, Piccolo can get up to like a 19 mil attack stat, but it has to be during his first 3 turns, and he's got to be fully built up. So that was 13 mil, and he wasn't fully built up. What happens when Piccolo is fully built up, but it's after the 3 turns, 13 mil is about what he's going to be hitting, which is a very good attack stat, considering how defensive he is and how much damage he does during his Orange Piccolo. I think the thing that's the most refreshing about Piccolo that I don't think we've ever really had in Dokkan, or it's been a long time, but just to have like a meta-relevant giant transformation unit. Like I don't feel like a giant transformation unit has been meta-relevant since maybe LR Baby's initial release, but he was a yellow coin LR, and I don't think he was like super relevant on teams at that time. Other than that, it was literally like the giant form meta, when like running giant form was like actually good for beating Dokkan events because you could actually transform and like cheese it, but it was, you know, still not the greatest method because transformations were so random, right? So to me, this feels like the first time in the game where like we've really had like a very good giant transformation, like meta relevant option in the game, and it happens to be like the #1 unit, which is really, really cool. And I know I've said this before in other videos, but I think Orange Piccolo shows why Dokkan has been afraid to make giant transformations good. This is why when we have these, because I was really hoping when they did that Easy A batch of like the Kid Goku Great Ape and the Great Ape Raditz, like when they did that batch and then the Vegeta was there, I was kind of hoping they were going to make the transformations better, and they really didn't. Well, this kind of shows why. Like, and I would say Orange Piccolo's actual attack stats like aren't crazy. He hits like 2.5 to 3.5 mil attack stats depending on what your Piccolo looks like, but he's got built-in additionals, and he's got a really good key mechanic, and just the sheer number of attacks, and because he has LR stats, he can put up enough damage that he just does an insane amount of damage over the 2 to 3 turns that he has. And without really putting much into, like, he doesn't really have much of a passive, and you don't blink when you're in giant form. So you literally take all that away from him, and it's still so powerful because you can't be damaged, right? And the reason why other Grade 8 characters haven't been effective is because since they basically do no damage, getting the free turns of invincibility don't really matter. It's just prolonging the fight. You just end up on the same turn, and you basically didn't do any damage to a hard boss. A normal giant form just doesn't do anything. So it's like, okay, great, I got my giant form, he can't kill me. Then I go and do like a quarter of a health bar of damage, barely do anything to the boss, and I'm just stuck on the same turn I started in. So really, the giant form did nothing for you. So the Orange Piccolo, it's kind of a conundrum, right? Because it's like, you don't want to make him too good as a developer, because he breaks the game, which he does, but at the same time, you don't want to make it so bad that it's worthless. So there really wasn't a good option for them, because if they had made the giant form like terrible, like it would have been a huge complaint. And thank God they did it right and made it good, and it's busted, but that's fine. Like, nobody ever complains about a character being too busted. Nobody. All the complaints you get are for characters like Ultimate Gohan that are undertuned and don't actually transform into the character you want. Stuff like that, right? I wouldn't say that Gohan's undertuned. Like, his what he does in terms of damage in defense is very much in line with a Dokkan Fest LR, right? He's like a bigger version of Gamma 2, but where Gohan got shafted was the links. The links are just so bad for him, and the cohesiveness with other units you would want to run him with, he doesn't like link great with just other generic Saiyans like a Gohan should, because they made his link set so wonky. So it's really tough on him, and I think his best linking partner in the whole game is 5 links, but it's with a transformed Tech Ultimate Gohan, which isn't something you're going to have turn 1, and it's something people don't want to do. Like, you want to just stay a normal Gohan usually. So, kind of got it rough. And I mean, Piccolo, same thing. His best linking partner is only 4 with this STR Piccolo. I think there might be another unit we can stretch 5, but it's like a bad unit, so it doesn't matter, right? But I think I said this in my previous video. The hope for Gohan is that he actually gets like a proper linking partner, right? And a better running mate. But yeah, Piccolo here just dominating Boujack. So we're going to go ahead and finish this phase out. And then basically you just get to a last phase of a red zone, and you can bring out the orange. Bring out the orange and clean them out is pretty much what you want to do, right? And I don't know. I could see people getting bored with Orange Piccolo because it is repetitive. But I don't know. Right now it still feels really good. And I've run him a lot. And it feels good because you are playing as Orange Piccolo. You're controlling him. You feel really strong. Now this was unfortunate. He double locked, or he locked Gamma 1 in the middle, and he locked, I think he locked Pan also, did he not? And he sealed, so I just leave Pan in slot 1, and I'm trying to remember, yeah, I was seeing if they blocked dodging. And I'm like, alright, if he doesn't block dodging, because Pan's got type advantage, I'm like, I might actually try this with no items. And so we go for it here. So the thing with Piccolo, it's not just that he's like dominating red zone in like all these hard phases, but I'm beating it first try, and most of the time I'm doing it no item runs. And if I use an item, it's not because I'm desperate, it's because I'm just being extra cautious. I want to beat the fight. So if you're a newer player that's like struggled with red zone and you got this Piccolo and you can build a decent team, you're going to be able to wipe out some hard content that you weren't able to do. And I think even a Piccolo at 55% is still going to be good. Yeah, your numbers are going to go down, but you still get Orange Piccolo. You still get a bunch of turns of free damage. Still very good. So here we get God Goku locked, which is absolutely perfectly fine with me. But we go Orange Piccolo anyways. And then this is the thing I like to exemplify. We basically nullify the debuff, so now we're free to move the rotation around. Remember, Piccolo is just a mask over your characters. So your characters are still in those slots. So if you slide Orange Piccolo around, you actually are sliding around your rotation. So it's a great way to work around locking. So now it's basically just we're off to the races here, right? Orange Piccolo, 3.89. I mean, he's pushing 4 mil, which is very good considering how many attacks he gets in, considering that I built mine heavy on crit, which you want to do because of this Orange Piccolo phase. Give him a nice balance of crit and additionals. I think mine is 19 additional, 20 crit. Because you want to crit because these attacks will do so much, and of course mine isn't showing off the crit, but the supers will do more damage, but even the normals will do very good damage that Orange Piccolo gets, because on his free additionals, you don't know if they're going to be normals or supers. So this is a guy you want. Yeah, I can't get a crit to save my life here. Actually, this could be the friend one. I guess I wasn't paying attention, but mine's got a lot of crit. This might actually be the friend one. Oh, I don't know. It would say friend. I think in Orange Piccolo it would still say friend above their head, but maybe not. We'll see. Okay, there's a crit. Thank you. And it could just be bad RNG. I mean, even at 20 crit, that's still a 40% chance. So it's still like a better chance he doesn't crit than he does, right? Something I'm excited for in Dokkan, which I think is coming, is just more revolutionary equips that can impact the characters more, or ways to even upgrade the characters more. I'm really looking forward to something like that, whether it's maybe more equip slots or other things that we can do. But that could make the game a lot more interesting, right? So here we got another turn of our Giant Piccolo. And I know these turns can get a little bit boring, right? Because it's just like, all right, Caveman Piccolo smash, right? It is kind of cool, though, to see like how much damage you would have taken. Because the numbers are grayed out, but you get to see them. And then the other thing that can get underlooked, I talked about this when I was doing the Cell Max missions. That's the one, yeah, that's the one I talked about in a previous video where I couldn't use the STR Piccolo because you need to do a full super team. But when you're doing these missions that have turn requirements, Orange Piccolo's busted because these giant form turns do not count against your turn count. They're literally free turns. So your turn count actually gets grayed out. You see in the bottom left that turn 9 is grayed out, and it's been turn 9 since we went Orange Piccolo. The turn counter does not go up. So it can actually really be helpful. So like, let's say you're still missing like, I know one of the harder ones I struggled with was Broly's turn count requirement for Red Zone Broly. That was a pretty tough one. Well, bring Piccolo in there and bring the Gammas, because you're going to do a lot of damage, and Piccolo's going to give you a bunch of free turns at the end. I think when I did it, I barely scraped by because Gamma 2 just dominated on like my very last turn and did a bunch of like 12 to 13 mil crits, like just insane damage. Gamma 2 almost, I think, one turned the AGL Broly on my run, and that was before Orange Piccolo came out. So yeah, it's crazy. But yeah, Boujack is about done here. And we're good to go. It's even Orange Piccolo 2, like, really dominates against an AGL opponent. So against Red Zone Broly, like, Orange Piccolo just incinerates him. And he's got a lot of health, and he can really eat through that health. Pretty good. But I think Piccolo is about to finish our boy Boujack, and that's going to be about it, right? Maybe he sneaks away. We'll see here. Does Boujack sneak away? I think we finish him off in Orange Piccolo. The nice thing, though, is if you don't, you come out and you know you've got Orange Piccolo on that rotation. You can put in slot 1. He's going to get a lot of damage in. Okay, so I think Boujack did just sneak by. Oh, no, I got it. One more Orange Piccolo, but yeah, he doesn't super, yeah. So Boujack sneaks by. So that's fine. We can come out of it, and we can just beat you up with the actual Orange Piccolo. And we can finish with a special beam cannon. And Piccolo, against giant form characters, the location of his special beam cannon, man, he's a nasty boy. He plays dirty. We'll just put it that way. I think Boujack, he doesn't play as dirty, but we'll see where that special beam cannon's located here. But he aims that sucker a little low. We'll put it that way. He's not afraid to do the low blow to get the victory, to get the W. Alright, so Piccolo, do your thing. Or wait, did my Piccolo get sealed on this turn? Oh, he did. That's right. My Orange Piccolo got sealed, so we get a Dokkan attack with STR Piccolo. That's right. That's what happened on this one, and then STR Piccolo definitely finishes off. In any case, that rotation is just not at risk of dying. They are all defensive gods in this situation, right? So even if somehow Boujack survives this, like, we for sure get into the next turn, we for sure have another Orange Piccolo ready to go, or we at least have Gamma 1, right? And Gamma 1 should be fine, but there you go, guys. Boujack just dominated. Pretty sure that was another no-item run. that was my first attempt with this team, just clean and easy. Piccolo continuing the domination, proving why he's the best unit in the game. Anyways, let me know what you guys think of Orange Piccolo. If you got him, let me know if you're enjoying him or not. Thanks for watching. We'll catch y'all on the next one.